Some say love is a winding road, carves a map through the darkest night. Some say love takes a heavy load, helps someone make the burden light, teaches you not to hold too tight. You and I have come a long way together. You and I got a long way to go. You don't have to ask me now and never, 'cause I'm already yours and you'll always be mine. Some say love is a fire that grows, bound to hurt when you let it go. Some say love is a choice we make, a holy vow we should never break. Maybe that's just the chance we take. You and I have come a long way together. You and I've got a long way to go. You don't have to ask me now and never, 'cause I'm already yours and you'll always be mine. You'll always be mine. You and I've come a long way together. You and I've got a long way to go. You don't have to ask me now and never, 'cause I'm already yours and you'll always be mine.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the show. You know, I always start the show off by showing love to those companies who help make this podcast possible. First and foremost, if I can find the right paper, is going to be my friends over at Company Cam. Guys, the only app every HVAC company needs, Company Cam, makes it dead simple to communicate, document, and problem solve with your technicians no matter where you are. Company Cam brings documentation, communication, and liability protection together in one simple, easy-to-use app for you and your entire team. Take unlimited photos and videos, share custom reports, create flawless before and afters, and even communicate and share progress with property owners with galleries and project timelines, all from your smartphone. We all have our phones on us. Make this easy. Excuse me. Company Cam, the only app every HVAC company needs. Check it out at companycam.com/HVAC Uncensored. Go get a free 14-day trial, 100% free, no credit card, no nothing. 14 days, try it out, see if you like it. If you don't, then hey, no harm, no foul. You gave it a try. But if you do, for being a part of HVAC Uncensored Nation, they will give you 50% off your first 2 months. All right? Company Cam. Go check out my friends over at Company Cam. I got to read them all tonight, so let's make them quick. Got to pay those bills. Guys, this has been my rock. You guys know that Yellow Jacket has been with me since 2018. I love everything about this company, everything they stand for. I love Miss Cheryl and Mr. Gary over there. Everybody I've met, they're just very, very genuine people about what they do, the products they put out, and about really trying to make things better and change the game. I put down a paper and grabbed the same one. As most of you know, I'm a second-generation HVAC tech, 20-plus years in the trade. I always think back to those days working with my dad that I cherish so much. My dad always said your tools are an extension of yourself. If you buy quality tools and take care of them, they'll take care of you. Most of the time, you only have to buy them once. Well, that brand that I look back to is Yellow Jacket. They've been making quality products for 70-plus years and counting, making them right here in the US of A. They could have cheaped out and sent work overseas, but they didn't. They kept their quality up, and they make them right here in the US of A. Guys, if you're looking for quality tools you can depend on, then look no further than Yellow Jacket. Yellow Jacket has been trusted by my family for generations now, and we don't plan on stopping anytime soon. Remember, 70 years of expertise built into every tool. Come on, screen. Next, guys, is my friends over at Chirp. Guys, automation. So this is, you guys know I always try to mix it between, business things to help and then also things for technicians. This one's going to be more of one of those like company cam, more for business oriented. Automation in your company is a no-brainer. You cannot do everything yourself. I don't care if you have 100 employees or it's just you. Automation for those little things is going to make you better, be able to get in contact with your customers more frequently. Ryan Fenn, the owner, just made a video that I didn't even think about that was awesome. All those things like Home Advisor and Angie's List that we all say, oh man, those things are bullshit leads. They send them out to everybody. You got to be the first one to call. You can never call fast enough. You're right. But what if there was an automation to do that for you? And you were the first person every time. Or maybe on 70% of those calls versus 20% of them. Now you're getting that many more leads booked into your company that you can start creating that much more revenue. Chirp can do that for you. It's amazing what Chirp can do. We're using it at Beltway, and it has opened so many doors, and I don't even know everything with it yet. All I can say is it is freaking amazing, and I think that all of you should check it out. Like I tell all of you about all these sponsors, if you check them out and they're not for you, they're not for you. All I ask is you take a look. If you decide you don't want to do it, then don't do it. I don't ever want you to do anything you don't want to do. All right? But if you do want to check out Chirp, you go to www.chirp.com/HVAC Uncensored. My friend, CEO, Mr. Ryan Fenn over there will give you 50% off your first 3 months. Oh, Jesus, man. This is forever. All right, last one. I promise. Last one. This is my friends at Blue On. This is one of the newest, and I love this partnership. We have so many things, like I said, in store for you guys coming that is just awesome. And I'll say here a little bit that I'm going to announce the giveaway winners tomorrow on another live show, which I'll talk about that here in a second. But okay, guys, Blue On is a new sponsor of the podcast. Blue On is a perfect sponsor because we're about the same thing, empowering HVAC techs to be better and have better lives. We all know Blue On for having the best app to get us manuals and info when we need it and having the best tech support out there. Guys, you know that they give you tech support on any piece of equipment. It doesn't matter. You guys know how it works. If you're not a factory authorized dealer of a particular brand and you try to call their tech support service, they're going to tell you to go shit in your hat. Not with Blue On. You get a actual tech support member who will help you no matter what brand you're working on. And we have shows coming up where you're going to start meeting every single one of these tech support guys. So when you call, you're going to know their name, their face, their history, their background, everything about them. I'll tell you about that soon. Now they have, okay, so Blue On is 100% free for the technicians, and it always will be. How Blue On makes their money, and something they've just added, is now you can go through their app. So you have a manual, you're working on something, you find the part, exactly what you need. You can order that part from the Blue On app to your local supply house. So if you go to your local Johnstone, your local whatever manufacturer or supply house you currently use, you can still order the part from them through the Blue On app. You're still supporting your local supply house. You're also supporting Blue On, and you know you're going to get the correct part every time because you sent them over the correct details for the exact piece of equipment you needed. And they're also not out yet. They're going to have a courier service that can even deliver that part to you. Guys, in the middle of the summer, what customer, if you said, hey, Mrs. Smith, there's a $50 convenience fee. I can get this blower motor for you today. I can get you back up and running, but it's going to be an extra $50. No customer is going to tell you no. None of them. All right? Especially if your company doesn't have a parts run or nothing like that. This is gold. So, guys, go download the Blue On app. Become a Blue On Pro member. It is all completely free. You download the app. It'll ask you to continue. Become a Blue On Pro member. That's how you get these features. All of them are 100% free for you. All right? All right, guys. Enough paying the bills. We have an amazing guest for you guys tonight. Let's get this pledge and rock and roll with this show, all right? See you back here in a second. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. God bless the United States, and thank you to all those men and women who defend it.
Five, four, three, two, one, go.
Welcome to the #1 rated HVAC podcast. If you're looking to grow in the HVAC industry, then you're in the right spot. Blue collar people talking about blue collar shit. Let's get better together. So turn up the volume, buckle your seatbelt, and let's welcome your host, Gil KV Jr.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the HVAC Uncensored Podcast. I am your host, Gil KV Jr. Another podcast, another Wednesday. And guys, I have a great week of shows for you. Okay, I am going to be live, obviously, tonight, tomorrow night, and Friday night. I'm going to introduce our guest here tonight here in just a second. But just know, be back here tomorrow and Friday. Tomorrow night, I have Mr. YouTube star, good friend, Mr. Greg Fox from Fox Family Heating and Air. Cannot wait to talk to him. Friday, we finally got rebooked Mr. Jeff J-Dem HVAC, Instagram sensation, one of the best installers in the United States, showing his work off, putting his money where his mouth is. People always are putting his mouth where his money, something like that, you know what I mean. But showing off his work and absolutely amazing, so make sure you stick around for those shows and be aware on social media. And tomorrow, I will also announce the winner of both of the giveaways. So the book for AC Service Tech, I was waiting for the audio podcast to go live, which was yesterday. So I will announce that winner tomorrow during the day. And also the first winner of the Blue On, one of many. So make sure if you haven't done that, I will tell you how to do it once again at the end of the show. Without further ado, guys, today I have the VP of Enterprise Services. I think I said that. I think I said it wrong.
Yeah, almost. You're almost a couple more times there. Enterprise Agency Services at WorkWave.
There we go. Mr. Philip St Jacques.
You got it, Gil.
Yeah. I thought it was like some fancy French name. He's like, no, that's not it. So I thought I was going to butcher. But anyway, Mr. Philip, how are you tonight, sir?
Great. Thank you. And how did I get here? It sounds like you got some really good guests lined up. How did I get here?
Hey, no, you're a great guest too. We love having everybody on here, man. This is about bettering and learning, learning in the trade, and we all help each other. And to be honest, a lot of times there's a lot of services and products or different things that people don't know about. Like maybe they're somebody might say something, but they don't really know what it's about. So I love having different products, services, people on here to educate everybody, and then they can make their mind up as far as what they want to do and don't want to do,
Absolutely. Sounds great. Well, congratulations on the show. I hear it's really blowing up.
Thank you. Yeah, so started in 2018, 1,000 downloads away from 2 million downloads. Yeah, I can't. I don't know
That's
why
crazy.
people listen to this dumb guy talk, but apparently they do, and I will forever be grateful to them for that. Um, but I guess, Mr. Phillip, go ahead and let everybody know, who you are, your background, and then we'll get into, WorkWave.
Yeah, yeah, sounds great. Born and raised in New Jersey. Started a marketing firm with my twin brother Mike back in '91. So I'm dating myself now. Specialized in franchise brands and specifically field service franchise brands. So we started that in about 2000 and 2005. Working with a lot of companies in pest control and lawn care and HVAC and plumbing, and so we got a really good affinity for just marketing and field services, and then also on the franchise development side, like how do you get new people to open up new locations, and that's how we started. So it was in 2018 when we met the then CEO of WorkWave, which is a large operational field service software company in all these different verticals of pest and lawn and cleaning and HVAC and plumbing. And he's needed somebody. He really liked our franchise orientation. He really liked the fact that we understood field service. He's like, we got a marketing services division. It's not really doing much. What would it take to get you guys on board? He goes, it seems like you have a really strong strategic point of view. And so we sold our business to WorkWave back in 2018. And then my brother and I are, and there's kind of three divisions within the marketing service world. So we're kind of a small part of this big organization. But we run essentially the enterprise and franchise side of the business. So you've got 50, 20, 30, 50, 100, and 200 locations in a franchise, a field service franchise business. That's kind of our sweet spot.
Nice. So,
Yeah.
franchising. So, does that mean as far as like franchising WorkWave, or you guys go in and like help companies franchise? Like, say like, so Beltway is the company that I run. I'm not the owner, but I'm the COO of the company. Say we wanted to franchise our company. Is that where you guys help, or where does the franchising come in?
Got it. No, we don't turn you into a franchise. But once you are a franchise, franchisors kind of grow two ways. They grow by unit economics, helping all your franchisees grow their businesses, you get more royalties, and also helping you find new people to open new Beltway locations around the company. So we help in those two very distinct areas.
Nice, nice. Is that so?
Yeah.
I'm curious when you see that. So how, like, what size are most of the companies that do that? Because I think somebody who's going to franchise, it's only like the big boys, like only big boys are going to do that.
No, quite honestly, there's probably about 3,500 to 4,000 franchised concepts throughout the United States. The vast majority of them you've never heard of, but there's essentially kind of all you really need in order to franchise is to have a replicatable model, right? Something that you can train somebody else to do. They tend when you have, not just one, but you open up a second location and you prove that model out in a second location, lots of times people will say, hey, you know what? I think I've got this down. I think I'm ready to franchise. So we've seen companies as small as 2 locations, 3 locations, 5 locations start to franchise.
That's pretty nice.
And still very much mom and pop, still very much kind of running a business. Could be a very successful corporate entity or main business, and now they're wanting to get into the business of kind of replicating that success through franchising.
Because I've always said, like everybody has like one company and they're like, oh, I want to make it a $30 million company or a $15 million company, whatever. And I've always thought that I would almost, and I don't want to steal this. My good buddy Tersh, who is the host of the Service Business Mastery podcast, made it. And I agree with his statement 100%. He was like, I'd rather start, 3 $5 million companies than one $15 million company, because getting a company to 5 is a lot simpler from taking 1 to 15. And if you have a bunch of small companies like that in different areas, you're not really taking enough of the market share that the big boys are worried about you, you know? So
Yeah.
that's something I've always thought about, but that's not really franchising because you're running all those locations pretty much.
Yeah, and why people get into franchising, and I'm not sure this is like where you want to take the conversation, but why people get into franchising is you can expand faster if you don't have to invest. Like if you, the COO of Beltway, doesn't have to own every employee, own every truck, own every location, you get somebody else to leverage their money and their time to build that location, and you receive the royalty. So there's kind of a trade-off there. But that's why people tend to franchise. They can expand faster with less revenue, not less effort. Just as hard effort, but you don't need as much cash.
No, that makes perfect sense. So what all other avenues does, because to be honest, I know that I just recently heard of WorkWave, and I know there's always so many different companies. You hear of like, Service Titan and Sarah and all these other places. But when I looked you guys up, it looks like WorkWave offers like a lot of stuff. Like they're kind of like a one-stop shop. Like, can we go into some of the different avenues that like they can help a business owner?
Yeah, absolutely. At the core, WorkWave is an operational software company in field service verticals. Major, probably number one in pest. We just acquired Real Green last year, so number one in lawn. ServMan serves the HVAC market. So I don't know if you've heard the name ServMan, but ServMan was an acquisition about 4 or 5 years ago. It's an ERP software for the for HVAC and plumbing. Cleaning, very big in the cleaning industry. So we've really kind of verticalized the software solutions in a lot of different industries.
Nice. So it is, you guys offer the CRM, so it is the invoicing, accounting, like all that kind of stuff. It's all built into one.
It's the routing. We have Route Manager. It's the routing. It's the billing. It's the back office. It's the reporting. It's the business intelligence. It's the marketing automation. It's the emails. It's the loyalty programs. It's really your one-stop shop. And then on the marketing side, helping you kind of grow your business. So end to end, you can have one relationship with one company and grow your business at any stage. You're just starting out. We have small business programs and solutions for you. That small business is now mid-size. We've got programs and solutions for you. You're mid-size. You're now at the enterprise level. We have solutions for. So at every stage of your life cycle, we have a solution for you, software or marketing services.
It's pretty awesome. I mean, because I haven't like I said, I haven't heard of you guys a lot, but I mean, I see on here that you guys are were named, one of the top 100 software companies by the Software Report, like the awards you guys have won, and this one's new in 2022, and you guys have been around for like 40 years, so that's pretty awesome. So would you say that some of the other avenues like pest control and stuff like that are your bigger markets over HVAC and stuff like that?
I would say it's equal. I would say pest is is where WorkWave started. It started in pest, and then in lawn, and then with the acquisition of ServMan, we were able to get into the HVAC vertical. So all of these are all primary focuses, and we have teams dedicated to each one of those verticals. But yes, we were just named one of the top 100 software companies, and which was globally, which is phenomenal. And our CEO, Dave Giannetto, has done a phenomenal job in kind of steering us through a lot of change, COVID change, all these different acquisitions that have been happening. But it's a really, really solid team.
Here, I'm going to show this real fast, the screen, just so you guys can see what I'm seeing. This is WorkWave's website. So you can see what I was looking at, that they were named one of the top 100 software companies by the Software Report. So just so you guys don't think I'm sitting here making things up or nothing. This is on their website.
And I didn't make it up either.
Yeah, no, that's pretty wild. And I see, so you guys also, which is actually a big thing that I've been getting bigger into. I see that you guys have a whole, like, I guess, department on, like, the routing and GPS tracking, as far as like keeping that efficient, as how you're tracking the people and making sure you're sending them in the most efficient route possible.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a product called Route Manager, which is a phenomenal product. Again, another acquisition that probably about 5-6 years ago. Phenomenal product, phenomenal software. If you've got a fleet, 100, 200 trucks that need to get places, it's a really great program.
Do you know, with that kind of fleet management, does that matter in the tracking? Does that also take care of like the upkeep, like tracking like the maintenance and stuff on the vehicles? Would you know that by any chance?
Gil, now you're talking above my pay grade. So and so I can find that out. I could chat somebody right now, and I can get that information for you. Let me check on that.
Yeah, I'm just curious, because we just did a which probably ended up not being such a good deal, but a fleet management thing with one of the big rental companies. I won't say their name, but part of the fleet management program that they were going to do, it sounded really good until we got it, and it's like, well, this doesn't do everything you said it was going to do. But so that's why I was just curious, because obviously we don't have 100+ trucks on the road, but I've always been one of them people that I want to know where our vans are. And I trust all of our people. I know they're going to be where they're supposed to, but I still like to see where they are on the map versus where I'm going to send them. And like, okay, I got to call here and here. Well, this guy, not just looking up zip codes like the old days when you're looking at like a map of the zip codes of your area, actually seeing where they are on a physical map. I've just always really loved that.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. Like I said, I if you want to see a quick demo, I can put you the head of that product and just give you a quick demo. It's just amazing. It routes around traffic. It accounts for all kinds. It accounts for lunch breaks. Like, guys want to take a break and get something to eat. Like, it even accounts for that. But also, where they are, like where everybody is, and it's a safety thing as well.
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, nowadays, especially with how people are, we had to put in like dash cams, and not that I don't trust our people and nothing like that. It's I don't trust other people, Yeah. And it's a crazy world we're living in. So all these things some are necessary evils. Some are things that if you want to go to the next level, you kind of need to have some of these softwares and some of these features. And, like some of the sponsors that I said, like Chirp and Company Cam and things like you guys do, it's one of those things that you didn't know you need it until you have it. And it's like, where has this been all my life? It makes those mundane tasks that you do every day, it makes it simple, and it makes them get done better and more efficiently.
It's all about reaching your full potential, right? And again, we've got like testimonials from clients that use the Route Manager, and they're like, it was maps and lists and Google. That's how they kind of step their day up, and literally saves hours of somebody's time that could be better utilized somewhere else. So and that's just like what software is. The promise of software is just to kind of help you just be more efficient, help you get take some of the busy stuff off your plate, help you do things much more efficiently. So it's a seamless interaction between the service delivery, the client, the technician, the client, the billing, the marketing, the reviews. Like it just all kind of works. And right, nobody wants to deal with technology all day. We did a study not a long time ago. I'm going to say a couple of years ago, where we were talking about frustrations, and this was a company that we were talking about biggest frustrations, and we were just trying to get an understanding of from the consumer's point of view, like the things that just bugged them. It was technology, frustration around technology. It was one of the top things in their daily life that really just frustrated them, especially when you're talking about an older population. So the things that just make it easier for them to do the things that they need to do, the scheduling, getting a technician out to the house. When is he coming? Right? The days of 7 hours. We're going to be there between 8 and 7. that should not happen anymore, right? And so that's what the technology just has to be seamless, just to make the friction between the company, the technician, the customer effortless.
Yeah, because customers value their time and they don't want. So that's why our business model has always been, first and foremost, we always say that we're a technician first company, not a customer first company, because if we take care of our people and make them happy, they'll in turn take care of the customer because they're paid well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they're happy to come to work every day. They love what they're doing, etc. The other thing is trying to do, like, I always tell people, like in HVAC, I rather go out and be at that. I want to go for quality, not quantity. So I rather my guys do 4 calls in a day and they are at those calls 2-3 hours a piece than them trying to run 10 calls and do a shitty job on all of them. I rather go to a customer's house, be very thorough, tell them everything that I saw, and maybe they only want to do a small piece of it. That's fine. It's not my job to decide how much money they spend. It's my job to be thorough and tell them everything. And then that way, if they decide not to do it and I leave, it's like, well, Mrs. Smith, remember that when I talked to you about the other day when I told you about, we had to get that drain because it's going to leak water? Oh, man, you did say that. Oh, it just adds value to what you do versus if you say nothing. Oh, I was trying to keep their bill as cheap as possible. I want to get in and get out. Then the people are pissed. They got to take off work again, etc. So it's a revolving door. And all these software things like this, they just make you more efficient as far as what you do. And they give you the most amount of information possible. And back to your customer, who's showing up, what their name is, a picture of them, how do they leave a review? How do they get to your website? Stuff like that. It's just it's pretty good.
It's really it is good, and there's a lot of good software out there. We've just put an enormous focus just on developing those features that the companies want, make it easier for techs and make it easier for customers.
Sorry, I had to comment back to somebody. He said, "Great show."
Yeah.
Gil sucks though. He's being mean to me.
He's like, it's funny. I should have worn just like a blank shirt. I got my New York shirt on. I'm tipping my hand here. Hopefully, people are football fans. Just recognize that we're all football fans.
Yeah, hey, it's all right. Well, I mean, no offense. The Giants haven't really been kicking anybody's ass here lately, so.
They're kicking the fans' ass. That's
yeah, well, we've always, here in Baltimore, we've always been a baseball town with a football problem. So I tell my oldest son, who he's an athlete, he's a Division I prospect for baseball and football. So we've been going all over the place. But we went to the Ravens, like, when they won the Super Bowl and went to like the after party here, or like the thing they have at the stadium. And it was pretty crazy. And I said, son, if the Orioles win a World Series, you haven't seen anything. This town is going to go nuts. Especially it's been, 40 years. The last time they won a World Series was the year I was born, 83. So, this place is going to go nuts.
That is crazy. That's great. That's great. Well, hopefully it happens in sometime soon.
Yeah, no, I hope so. So where are you guys located out of? Like, where is the company based out of?
So the company is headquartered in Homedale, New Jersey. So I don't know if it's literally at the top of the start of the Jersey Shore area. So everybody's heard of the Jersey Shore. Homedale is exit 114 off the Parkway, and literally is the start of the shore area. So we're kind of very close to the beach. I actually live at the beach. I'm right off the Barnegat Bay, so that's where I am now.
Oh, there you go. You can't beat that. I'm curious, like, do they advertise a lot? Because I know, like, you know, like I said, I always want people to get any options of software, whatever it is that they ever get, but I feel like you don't see your guys' name as much as some of the other ones in the HVAC market. So, I mean, do you guys go to some of the expos like AHR, Service Excellent, or Roundtable, stuff like that? Do you guys go to those kind of things?
Yeah. Hang on a second. I'm checking from and what shows do we go to? Okay. I'm chatting somebody right now. The woman who kind of runs ServMan. She's my cheat sheet over here. So I just ask her what questions. I'm just asking her a couple of questions. What shows we go to?
It's all good.
We go to a lot. We go to a ton of shows, and we go to a ton of shows, and again, in a lot of different industries. And so it feels like every few weeks there's a new show. Now that they're all starting up, everybody's excited to kind of get back out there again. We have our user conference coming up in January. I think that's on the website. I think January. It's going to be at the Hilton Orlando, January 8th through 11th. Our Beyond Service user conference is back. So if anybody is interested in coming down and just kind of really getting an immersion into everything that WorkWave can do for you, Orlando's an easy flight. I think they've got a couple of flights coming in going in and out of Orlando. It's a really worthwhile experience.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And I only say that because I know when you go. So HVAC is saturated with a lot of companies that don't deliver on what they're supposed to do when it comes to CRM. That's the reason I say that, because there's some of the big boys that everybody knows about. They bitch about them, but they don't leave because there is no other option that they know. And then, the new kid on the block, which is Sarah, Mr. Billy Stevens, who is a very, very smart man. So when he backs something, people do it. But I know if there was like an option out there that you guys, kind of make sure that you're known, that people will definitely try it, because I know a lot of people that are unhappy with the options out there. And I haven't heard WorkWave be one of them, but looking at you guys, it's like, I feel like maybe some people just don't know. That's the only reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I gotta be honest with you, Gil. I'm not 100% sure that HVAC has been invested in, and from a show perspective. Let me see. Sandra says we're going to Air Conditioning Contractors of America. So that conference is coming up. WorkWave will be there. So if any of your listeners are going there, we 100% will be there. And you can again get a test drive. And again, we're not a new entrant in the marketplace. Very well established enterprise enterprise ERP software for HVAC and plumbing, is specifically in ServMan. And then we've got, again, software that does all other types of things, the routing, all of the stuff that you need to kind of run your business.
Yeah, it definitely looks like it's very well-rounded. It looks very, very intriguing. That's why I guess, that I'm just mad that I haven't seen this, because it looks really, really awesome as far as everything you guys offer. And I don't, one thing about this podcast, I've talked to almost every service out there to an extent. And that's why I said that, because, the fact that you guys have been around, the awards you've won, some of the companies that you deal with, looking on here, like Krispy Kreme, Good Eggs, Fresh Meal Plan, DuraClean, ProServe Pest Management, like big companies, you know what I mean? So you definitely have the background and it's proven already. So it's, yeah.
And again, thank you for that. And again, it doesn't matter what size you are, like really small, just starting out, or really big, like, and everything in between. We've got a solution that we can right size to your business.
Yeah. Tell, I forget the lady's name that you just said, the one who does, Serve Pro or Air Serve or whatever it was called. AHR this year will be in Atlanta, Georgia, and I always podcast live from the event. So let them know if they have anybody going to that event and they would like to do a podcast there to reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to let them have one of my slots to do a show with me.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, Sandra Gumla, she's phenomenal. She's the one who's given me all my HVAC software cheat sheets here. She just knows the product inside and out. And the product is called ServeMan, which is specifically for the HVAC space.
That's pretty sweet. ServeMan. Oh yeah, if I'd have scrolled down a little bit more, it would have been right there in front of me. So I see it. So I see you guys have Pest Pack. Looks like that's more of like a Pest Pack and then Pest Pack Light.
Yep, Pest Pack is your full-featured, large pest control company. Pest Pack Light is for smaller companies just starting out.
Yeah.
Not as heavy lift.
Okay, I'm sorry. And then I see the ServeMan, and then I see just field service management. So who is that designed for? Just anybody?
I'm sorry, I'm not sure what age you're looking on, but most of the products are focused on field service management. That's the kind of term we use as a blanket term for all of the software. And then we have the verticalized the products that are in there. So WorkWave Service is verticalized for the cleaning industry. It does really well in the cleaning industry. Pest Pack Light, Pest Control. Real Green is lawn and landscape. ServeMan, HVAC, and plumbing. So again, we've got a lot of There's just a lot there's a lot, but you can kind of get into vertical and kind of just if you're an HVAC company, you're not really so concerned about what's going on in pest and lawn. You can just kind of focus on the things that are relevant to your business.
Yeah, sorry, I'm like a bug over here. I'm seeing a bright light on the website, and I'm just blurting it out. So I know there's different departments, and you're like, I don't do that, man. What are you talking about? So I don't mean to be throwing curveballs at you, Philip. I'm sorry.
That's all right. No, it's all right. That's all right. I feel like an accounting exam I took in high school when I didn't study, and I'm like,
Abba Cadabra. the old Scantron, and hope that you pass. But yeah, no, this definitely looks, I mean, I guess I'm kind of mad at myself that I didn't know more about you guys, to be honest, because normally people reach out to me like, hey, have you heard of this place? And I'm like, oh yeah, they're awesome. You should check them out. And the fact that I didn't, it just makes me kind of like mad at myself because, just looking at what you guys do, like I said, it really, really looks like it's pretty awesome. Because I like when people message me all the time and they're like, I don't want to use XYZ. I'm looking for something else that does this, and this. Could you recommend somebody? And I like to recommend companies that, I've either used or I really know something about them. Like we were talking about earlier off air when I said about being authentic, that somebody that I know I can offer and I can feel good about it. I don't want somebody to use a product, a service, a tool, and be like, oh, well, Gil's full of shit because he told me to do this and this isn't what it is, So that's why I love to know about all these things, to try to save other people the hard work and time of having to go online and look up all this stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And again, like I said, we're not new entrants into these categories at all.
Yeah, no.
So sophisticated support teams, sophisticated sales and marketing teams, just a really, really great company, solid, stable company behind all of the products that we represent.
So you said 2018 is when you partnered up with them, correct? Is that what you said?
Yeah. Great. I'm just telling Sandra, if she goes to the ACCA show, she better get her hair and makeup done because she might be on a podcast.
Yeah, and even if it's not at one of all the different shows, if I used to go to a bunch of different ones. If I'm not at the show, one of my friends who is a podcaster or one of my other friends who are podcasters will be at the different shows. So it's always good to do those. I feel like a lot of people get their information from podcasts now because the radio sucks and music sucks. Unless you're listening to older stuff. This new stuff's horrible. I feel like an old man now. How do you listen to that? What's he talking about? I can't understand him. Blah, 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 blah.
That's funny. You were you said you were born in '83. I graduated high school '83. So that just to put that out there. But
Yeah, that's funny. And at the company that I work at, I'm like the old man. You know, it's kind of younger, so it's funny. And I'm like, you know, the gray in my beard and stuff like that. And I'm like, well, that's having
Well,
4 kids.
you know, it's funny. My boys are listening to music that I listened to back in the day. Like my son was in the car and he's listened to everything on Spotify. He makes fun of me because I still use Pandora, and he starts playing some Led Zeppelin. I was like, that's strange. Like I was never like a huge Led Zeppelin fan, but he just kind of found it, started playing. He's like, yes, yeah, I really kind of dig it. So I just told him the story, like, hey, here's what I used to listen to. This is why we used to listen to him. That kind of thing.
Yeah, that's I love hearing them when you listen to older music like that. I've always like listened to a little bit of everything. Thank God my son he thinks he's like a redneck and listens to country and different things, and he didn't get into the, tight pants, ass hanging out phase, because I would have had to choke him and I'd have been one kid down. But yeah, so thank God that he got that. But it's funny, my grandmother used to always call me when she was still around. She used to always call me an old soul. You know, you hear that, how like you're older, like you should have been around in the older days or whatever. And so it's funny to hear you say that, because I've always listened to older music. I've never been it's never been newer stuff. So that's funny. Good for your son that he likes good music.
Yeah, just started to pick it up, and he plays really good on guitar. So he's always listening to different types of music, and then trying to, piece together his own songs from it. It's really, kind of interesting. Influence. He likes the influence.
That's pretty wild. Anybody in the question? You guys, I know you guys been talking amongst yourself, doing little things. You guys out there as end users, and granted, just so you know, some of the off the wall questions, Philip, it might not be his expertise as far as what it does, because this thing has so many different avenues and does so many things. But do you guys have any questions about this? Anything you've heard that you wanted to ask a question about? Sorry, looking through some of these.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll see. You guys, if you have a question, put it in all caps. That way it'll draw my attention over to it. Otherwise, so I guess, man, this is how I'm looking at my giant clock. So we're almost at an hour already. Is there anything that, that we didn't cover, that I didn't bring up, that you would like to fill in before we end this, or?
I think we covered a lot. Like I kind of gave you a little, taste of all the flavors of WorkWave, right? So I don't know that we can go much deeper in there, but I would just encourage, any of your listeners to just go to workwave.com and just kind of look for your industry and really just kind of dive in, because there is so much there. And there really is so much, again, from the marketing of your business all the way through, the operational billing, routing, and everything in between it's really your one-stop shop for most of the things that you need to do to run your business, if not all.
Make sure I'm going to write that down. So I'll make sure I have workwave.com in the show notes, and I'll also put it over here. I'll put the link in the comments so people can go check it out.
And if anybody has a question, they can certainly shoot me an email or however you want to, have them connect. If there's any other questions, happy to do any follow-up.
Yeah, I can do that. So the email I emailed you on, that's okay to give out if anybody.
Yep, St Jacques at workwave.com.
All right, here, guys, I'll go ahead. So I'll make sure that that's in the show notes with the show as well. But I'll go ahead and copy that real fast, and I will put that in here as well. So there you go. There's the website, guys, workwave.com. And that is Philip's email in case you guys want to reach out and ask him any questions about it. Guys, know that you always get, especially in these different Facebook groups, you always get, plugged with all these different things, and just know about your different options and make sure that you're getting the best one for you. You know what I mean? And it seems like WorkWave is pretty fucking awesome. Excuse my language. Normally uncensored means that I talk very foul language, and I've actually been pretty clean tonight, so I felt obligated to drop an F-bomb there for a second. But yeah, it definitely looks really, really awesome. But I want to thank you for coming on, man. These shows always go so quick. But if there's anything about WorkWave, or you or one of your colleagues, if there's ever something you guys want to come on to dive into another topic or whatever it is, please feel free to let me know. Also, if you guys, I have one of the bigger HVAC Facebook groups. So if you look at HVAC Uncensored Nation, if you guys ever want to come in there and, maybe share a link or whatever it is to try to build up the HVAC side, or just, I don't want to say build up because that sounds bad. If you want to put it in there to show it to more HVAC techs or companies, by all means, please do that. That would be awesome.
Fantastic. I will. Yep, absolutely. We'll definitely let Brittany know. She's the one who helped us kind of get this together here. I'll absolutely let her know.
All right. Well, I won't keep you too long. I'll start closing this out. Man, that went fast. That's a good thing, though. When the shows go fast, it means that we're engaged and we're not sitting here staring at the clock. But I want to thank you for your time. I know it's a Wednesday night. I appreciate you coming on, Philip. I really do. I know 8 and 9 o'clock at night, especially, so you're my time, so it's the same. 8, 9 o'clock at night is kind of an awkward time. So I appreciate you taking the time to come on here with me. And like I said, whenever these shows, obviously this is live, whenever the audio goes live and stuff like that, I'll make sure you guys get a copy, and please feel free to do whatever you want with.
Yeah, thank you, Gil. Really appreciate it. Thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, of course. Let me start closing this thing out. Yeah, guys, this show went fast, man. I felt the same thing. You guys said, damn, that was fast. I feel the same way. I don't know where an hour went, and we actually started on time. So that was, normally you guys know I'm late. No fucking comments. I know you guys in there, so be quiet. But guys, yes, tomorrow night I will be here again. Greg Fox, YouTube, Fox Family, Heating and Air. Gonna have Greg on. That's gonna be an amazing show. And then Jeff Dem HVAC. Instagram sensation, the guy who has some installs that look will be here. So guys, try to keep bringing content tomorrow. Make sure that you are following the YouTube channel, Facebook, and Instagram, because I am going to announce the winners of the giveaways. Okay, I already know who won because I pre-recorded the video. I just haven't announced it yet, so I'm not gonna let you know yet. But I already know the winners are. The Blue On one, last time to do this, man, go be a Blue On Pro member. It's 100% free. So you may not have won the first prize, but I have several prizes to give out. So I want to make sure that you loyal listeners, viewers, you guys that are always here are the ones winning these things. But obviously it's random and I can't control that. But as long as you guys go do all those things, you'll have just as much opportunity to win that as anybody else. So thank you, guys. Trying to make some changes here with the show. I have recently just, you guys know that most of this podcast I do all myself. And I've recently just hired, or in the process, almost done of hiring a video and audio editor to try to help take care of some of these videos. That way I can concentrate on building the content for the YouTube channel and different things, social media, because it's just getting to be too big and it's way too much on me, man. I just can't do it all myself anymore. So that's going to help take this podcast and YouTube channel and stuff like that in another direction. So a lot of things should be coming soon. If there's any videos that you guys would like me to make on certain topics, please feel free to let me know, and I will be more than happy to make those videos for you guys. Website is almost about done. So the HVACuncensored.com is almost done. The merch, the store will be on there, so you guys can buy any uncensored merchandise that you guys would like. There's all different kinds of hats, sweatshirts, t-shirts, wool hats, stocking hats, whatever you name it. It's all on there. And then there's going to be custom designs coming out as well, as far as like different holidays, limited drops and stuff like that. So all that stuff will be out there soon. You guys asked for it. That's why I put it out. I always told you I never wanted to be a t-shirt salesman. I'm only doing that because people have asked for it. And there's also going to be a way for all you loyal listeners to be able to get discounts and be able to get shows before they come out. And I'll be announcing that here soon as well. It's going to be kind of like a little members-only club. We'll get little gay jackets and sit around and stare at each other. But I think that's about it, man. That's all kind of the news I had to tell you. Thank you guys, man, for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you haven't checked out the audio podcast that just got released with Mr. Craig Migliaccio from AC Service Tech, smart guy. Love that guy. He's so smart. I want to thank him again for teaming up to do that giveaway with him. So make sure you go check out that episode. Guys, remember, be safe out there. Do the little things, all right? Hold on. I'm sitting there skipping myself. Be safe out there because it's crazy. We all have somebody to make it home to, all right? It's definitely nuts out there. People cutting people off, all that kind of stuff. And be safe. I think that's one thing that we all take for granted when we leave every day. We just say, see you later. But, you know, not everybody leaves for work and then makes it home the same day. So just don't take that for granted. Be safe out there. I don't want to read anywhere where we lose any more HVAC brothers and sisters doing something stupid, okay? Do the little things. Set yourself apart. If you want to be better, then goddamn it, be better. With all the resources and avenues available to you this day and age, there is no reason that you can't be better. Between YouTube, podcasts, Google, whatever it is, if you don't know something, it's because you don't want to know, because there's plenty of ways to find out. All right? I always tell you, if I can help you in any way, by all means, email me, hvacuncensored@gmail.com. Private message me, whether it's on Instagram, Facebook Messenger, whatever it is, and I will do my best to help you. I don't know everything, far from it, but I will help you in any way possible. All right? Guys, until next week, I love you mofos. Stay safe, and hopefully you guys will be here tomorrow night and Friday night for these great shows. I want to thank my guest, Mr. Philip, for coming on. I appreciate everybody's time and every guest that comes on, and I also want to thank all of my sponsors for helping me make this show possible. And now I'm just talking too much. So until tomorrow night, I'll talk with you mofos later, man. Peace.
Thanks for listening to the HVAC Uncensored Podcast. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Instagram, or email us anytime at hvacuncensored@gmail.com. Now, get back to work. Shut this down. The views and opinions shared on the HVAC Uncensored Podcast may not necessarily be the views and opinions of our sponsors or guests.
Have a good night, everybody. I'll see you later, you son of a bitch.